You like books! Something I'm asked pretty often is if I can recommend some books that I love. Well, it may come as a surprise to you, but I'm a pretty visual person. The way my mind operates is, different. And so growing up, I naturally had trouble with reading, and it's a bit embarrassing to admit, but I still kinda do. You know how some people have face blindness? Well, I'm pretty sure I have word blindness. Whenever I concentrate on a page, I try my hardest, but the words just seem to blur together as a jumble of word salad. And hey, hold the Caesar dressing. I don't like that shit. Just get out of here, Caesar dressing. No one likes you anymore. What was I talking about again? Ironically, attention spans. Yeah, I find it hard to focus on masses of words. I was always told books predominantly filled with visuals were not real books. They were just children's books for children. Then I discovered graphic novels and art books. And let me tell you, my life changed forever. I have grown to learn there are other ways to tell stories other than just words on paper. Hell, the Egyptians were making graphic novels before any of us. They were just stone graphic novels. So today I want to present you with 5 very visual books that I love and enjoy. The only problem is I've stored them so deep in my brain box that I don't remember what they are. However, I've invented a little something to help me remember. You've probably been wondering what this piece of junk sitting behind me in the video actually is. Allow me to introduce you to Blimp. Come on, Blimp, say hi. Don't be shy now. Oh, okay, all right, he's not ready just yet. He's warming up. Blimp stands for Books Lost in My Mind. Found. I like it. It's got a nice ring to it. It's actually very simple how it works. I start by connecting the Schliebel to the flumbunculus and then the book pops out. So simple. Let's give it a go. Now I remember. Jimmy Corrigan, The Smartest Kid on Earth by Chris Webb. This was the first graphic novel I ever properly sunk my teeth into. And it was complicated. Not necessarily in a bad way, it's just got a lot of stuff going on. It's a pretty dark story about this awkward guy called Jimmy Corrigan and his relationship with his estranged father. What's really cool about the way they tell the story is that you learn more about the father through this parallel story running, which is of the father's childhood. So you have a present day story and you have a story from 1893 going on at the same time. I also love that the art is really beautifully presented. Sometimes the story will just have a bit of a break with things like this flat pack structure of the building that you were just reading about. It's kind of an abstract thing to have in a story, but I think because of the creative freedom you can have with a graphic novel, it allows you to do this, and it really does make for a very interesting experience. This book also made a sneaky little appearance in PJ Tiny Planet Explorer, so fun fact. Nice, okay, The Tiny Book of Tiny Stories. If you're a fan of the artist who goes by Wiro, then you will most likely know what this is. If you are not a fan, why? Hit Record is this massive project founded by Joseph Gordon-Levitt with the intention of bringing artists together to curate art together, and then everybody puts their unique style and skills into projects like animations and films and poetry and music. And they also produced a book. They actually produced 3. I only have the first one. It's a tiny book full of tiny stories, each story created by a different artist. And that's what I really love about this book, that each page is this nugget of an idea from lots of different artists. Some stories fantastical, some a little bit more real, some very dark. Would very much recommend, check it out. The Adventures of a Japanese Businessman by Jose Domingo. They say never judge a book by its cover, but who exactly are they? Because I totally blind bought this in my local comic book shop because I loved the style of the artwork and the name of the book. And guess what? It didn't disappoint. This entire book is visual. And it totally tells a coherent story. Very bizarre, yes, but coherent. The book is basically about this Japanese businessman who has finished a typical hard day at work and he's just making his way home, but he is confronted with absolute chaos and madness. The poor guy goes through such a flurry of crazy and twisted events. Things just keep happening around him, but he perseveres. The only writing in this is actually the prologue and the epilogue and a little bit about the author, which actually was kind of the icing on the cake for the whole experience. Because the prologue kind of felt like it was saying, you're about to go on an adventure. You're about to become a Japanese businessman. Good luck. And then at the end, the epilogue felt like he was waiting there, ready to shake your hand just to say, thank you very much for going on this journey. That's pretty cool if you ask me. What's next? Okay, so I couldn't decide on one, so I guess I've picked two. They're from different artists, but they have a very similar feel. Lost Property by Priaulx, I hope I pronounced that correctly, and The New Ghost by Robert Hunter. I don't even want to spoil what these are about. They're just such nice little contained stories that make you feel good. They're just both so wonderful. I will tell you this, however, the art style is incredibly inspirational. What they do with color and the presentation makes my brain box go a little bit wild. And finally, okay, so I just want to preface this by saying these might not be for everyone. These are the workings of Joan Conella. I hope I pronounced that correctly because I love this artist. See, I discovered Joan through comic strips on the internet. And then one day I was in the shops and I randomly just stumbled upon his artwork as books. And I was like, I gotta get them. So these have no prologues or epilogues or footnotes or headers or information about the author. They are completely visual. A lot of his comic strips are kind of open for interpretation about what you think they mean. And I would say that his work is definitely for people with slightly darker sensibilities, as a lot of his comic strips are very dark. He plays a lot with unexpected humor, which you might think gets a bit predictable after a while, but that's the beauty of it. Even when you think you've worked it out, even when you think you know what's coming, you don't. Because what's coming is always gonna be 100 times weirder than what you think, so me likey. Whew! And that concludes my recommendations for today. Let me know if you've read anything that I've shown here today, or if you want to recommend me anything similar, then please let me know in the comments below. Also give this video a thumbs up if you like to, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay rad, everybody. Bye.